Okay, welcome to tonight's OG live grading. Thank you for joining me. We got a lot of special cards tonight. First up, classic. You guys have all seen him. You guys love him. Shohei Ohtani. Okay, this is the 2019 Panini Limited. This is a numbered card. Awesome. Pretty cool. Okay, so this card has a irregular border. However, it is defined and it does pass what we call the mirror test. So I will be measuring the border for centering, left and right. Okay, so this is the digital caliper. Okay, which I will be using to determine centering. Okay, 389. By 354. Let me just plug that in. Okay, that's a 5248 centering. Very nice. So this card is Gem Mint eligible. Let me switch on back. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at this card. Pretty nice card. Limited. Looks to be maybe a little bit of chatter along the edge. Let's we'll get to inspecting in a second. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is my 10x magnifying glass. If you've seen this before, this is what we use to inspect the entire card. I will start by inspecting the corners and the edges. Sorry if I move out of position for you guys. This is really my inspection that you're coming along with me. If I see anything of note, I will use a fixed magnifying glass to point it out. Okay, so the corners and edges from the sides look good, although I did notice a little bit of chatter, which a couple of spots, but we'll look at that together from the surface. It'll show better than from the side. Thickness issues and flaring tend to show better from the side view, but chatter and chipping shows better from the front or the back from the surface. Okay, so now I'm going to inspect the surface. Yeah, there's the first little chip. Shows up really well in the red. Yeah, a couple more chips at these corners on the surface. No flaring. But a little bit of chipping. Okay, so that was the first pass. Let me just take a second pass. And a little bit of chips on this side as well. Probably more visible because of the red. And then the blue along that edge. All right, and let's double check under my thumb with the light on and again the light off. All right, so let's look together at those few minor little chips. Let's swing this in. Okay. So along this edge here, right behind my finger, I can get this to focus. Okay, there we go. So you see a little white spot. That's a very little minor chip. And then again, down along this edge. Let's get the light better. Minor chip. Let's try to get this look good. And then I'll show you that it's not a there you can see the little bit of white spots. However, it's not a flare. Let's look at it from the side. You can see consistent thickness across. So even though there's a slight chip at the surface of that corner, it is not a flare. And then the same, let's go back to this side as well. You can see the little bit of white at that corner on the surface. However, as I turn the corner, you see there is, let's refocus there. See the thickness remains consistent. Okay, and then there's that last, just a little bit of chipping on this edge. A little bit of chatter, very minor. Okay, so that's the front surface. Now let's inspect the back surface together. So I will start again by re-inspecting the corners and edges. Sometimes there is more visibility. Of an issue from the backside or from a different angle than I was previously at. Just a few more, another chip on the surface here, but we'll look at that together after I inspect the corners and then the surface again. Okay, so now let's go on. The corners still looked good from the front. So now let's, or from the back, sorry. Let's inspect the surface now. So again, a minor chip at the top right. Top right, you can see the white. We'll look at that together in a moment. After I finish the back surface inspection. Okay, let's check underneath my thumb. And looks to be another minor chip right there. Okay, so let's go to this surface first. So from here, you can see the white. Just a minor chip. And now, but let's just double check it as we go to the, if we inspect from the edge, there is no flaring. So it's just a back surface issue. And then the other minor little chip was here in the back. Let's just make sure that's not dust. Nope, it is not. Just a minor chip. Okay, so let's review this card. This card's centering was excellent. This card's centering was very good. There was a few chipping and chatters across this card. No scratches. It's very nice. So let me calculate up what the grade of this card is. Okay, so this card is in excellent condition, and this card grades as an 8, near mint to mint. Awesome card. Okay, so let's record that. Move on to the next card. Next up, we have a bunch of Marvel cards. We have exciting new Moon Knight show coming out. So that was a card that was submitted. Smart time to do it. Submit your Marvel cards. Tons of shows coming out. We'll be happy to grade them. Okay, so this card is the 2015 Upper Deck Hero Power Orb Moon Knight. So this card does not have any defined borders. It does have, symbols and stuff near the edges. Those will be key in me determining using the eye appeal standard for the centering of this card. And this card passes. This card is Gem Mint eligible. Okay. Pretty cool design of his costume. That split down the middle. Maybe it's supposed to be like his split personalities. Okay, so let's get to grading. Let's look at this card. Let's give it a once over. Looks very nice. Maybe a little delamination chatter at the edges, but maybe not. It's very nice. Okay, so let's get to inspecting. Start off in the corners. And run down through the edges. Same as the previous card and every other card that you've seen me grade. That's how we do it at OG. Try to be consistent so we do not miss anything. We want to be as objective as possible. Okay, so sharp corners and edges. Okay, so now I'm going to inspect the surface. There's no thickness issues at the edges, at least. Really nice design. Ooh, is that a minor dimple? Let's double check it's not dust. I guess it's minor surface irregularity. Very, very minor. We'll look at that together in a moment. Not sure if it's a depression or something on there, but either way. Okay, so again, go back to the light off. That was invisible with the light on. Well, maybe not invisible, but very hard to see, which is why we take a second pass with the light off. Still with the 10x magnification, of course. Okay, nothing of note under my thumb. Okay, this very minor surface irregularity right above the R in military. Very minor. That's the only thing of note on the front of this card. Okay, let's inspect the back. I always thought Moon Knight had a pretty cool character design. Not maybe the highest powered hero, but he definitely looks cool. A pretty unique power set. Edges still look good. Edges and corners still look good. Pretty nice card. Okay, now inspect the surface. Okay, light on, light off. Looks to be a couple of dimples down here. Just check underneath my thumb, and then I'll bring the fixed magnifying glass over. Okay, just a couple little, I guess, little depressions. Call them surface irregularities down in the black of his cape. See the light hit it just right. Very minor. See the curvature there. So it is there. You see the light refracts a little bit different. Okay, so let's review this card. It's an excellent looking card. Pretty cool Moon Knight with only one minor surface irregularity on the front and then a couple on the back. This card, because of those minor issues, this card grades as a Gem Mint 10. Okay, so let's record that and then move on to the next Marvel card. If you've seen in the description, you'll know the next card up is Doctor Strange. Hey, Doctor Strange, multiversal hero. Okay, he's got his movie coming out. Another Hero Power War. And this is just like, I don't think I pointed this out. This is Earth 616 Doctor Strange, which I believe is the main Marvel continuity. Pretty cool. I know that there's been lots of multiverse happenings in all of Marvel, and this is our Doctor Strange, you could say. Okay, so just like the last card, this card does not have any defined borders. So we will not, at OG, we do not fabricate centering points, but I will be using the eye appeal standard to determine centering on this card. And this card passes eye appeal. So this card is Gem Mint eligible. Okay, so let's get to inspecting this card. Okay, so first just going to give it a little once over. A little bit of dust. Let's blow that off. Yep. Okay, the card looks pretty nice. Nothing stands out, at least. Oh, maybe a minor dimple in the center, but we'll look at that closely in a moment. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get to inspecting. Again, I'm using the 10x magnifying glass. Start with the corners, run down through the edges. Try to give you guys a show so you can see it. And if I see anything, I will take the fixed magnifying glass and highlight it. Okay, sharp corners and clean edges, no thickness issues. Okay, so now I'm going to inspect the surface. With the light on first. And then again with the light off. Just a minor dimple. Just a second, we'll look at that together. And checking under my thumb. Okay, clean under there. Okay, let's just double check that. Minor dimple. Wow, very minor. Okay, this is the only minor issue visible on this card. Right in the center. On that symbol on his chest. The light will behave. It is very minor. That is so minor. That is, no, it's just the most minor. Let's see. That's does not detract much from this card, but let's inspect the back now. Okay, again, I will be checking the corners through the edges. Little hair. Off. Okay, corners and edges looked good again. Inspect the surface together. Okay, the light on and now the light off. Okay, great. Back of this card is definitely is flawless. Very nice. Okay, so let's review this card. This card had one very minimal dimple right in the center. And as you would guess, so because of that, this card grades as a Gem Mint 10. Awesome card. Okay, let's move on to the last card of the night. I think you guys, again, you may have noticed in the description, if you're watching this later, coming for this last card, probably your favorite character. However, he could not make it, and he had to send his Aunt May. So Spider-Man's Aunt May is the last card of the evening. Most people's favorite superhero. In the new Spider-Man, I think this version of Aunt May is considered the hot Aunt May. It's great. Awesome. Okay, so this card, this is a 1990 Marvel Impel with Aunt May. Most exciting superhero card of all time. All right, so this entire design obviously has a defined border, so I will be measuring that. A lot of these Marvel cards are off-centered. Visually, this one may be slightly off, but we'll see if it fits within our criteria. So I'll start measuring left and right. Okay, 355. By 298. Let's plug that in. Okay, that is a 54-46 left-right centering. Okay, now let's measure top and bottom. Okay, 3.45. That will be by 291. That is also 54-46 centering. That is acceptable centering. That is pretty good. So this card is Gem Mint eligible. Okay, so let's get to inspecting. Spider-Man's Aunt May. Okay, so I'll start with the corners and edges. Okay, this had sharp corners and sharp edges, and clean edges, sorry. Very nice. Okay, now I'll start to inspect the surface. Okay, looks pretty good. Looks good. Okay, and double check under my thumb. Okay, pretty clean. There was nothing of note on the front of this card. On the front surface. Very clean. Okay, so now let's inspect the back of this card. No, a lot of this age Marvel cards, the surfaces tend to look very good. Sometimes they have some minor printing issues. This card seems to have very little. Maybe a small smidge of stuff on the front, but nothing of note. Maybe that would be noticeable in our card fingerprinting, but not actually does not detract from the card. Okay, the corners and edges look good again from the back. Okay. Oh, this is pretty interesting. Let's look closely at this here. So at this point in time, Aunt May had life-threatening illnesses that she recovered from 23. 23 life-threatening illnesses. Extremely impressive. She served 11,743 meals. That is incredible. Try and top that. Okay, so as you can see, this card had no issues of note other than the interesting facts. So this card, because of that, this card grades as a Gem Mint 10. Let's get that into focus. Hot AMA everyone came for. All right, well, thank you very much for watching. Check us out at oggrading.com. We might have some team ups coming up, some partnerships, and I continue to do these live grading, and let's keep it going. All right, join our team. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the content, and check us out for the next live grade. Thank you.